And Jason Dumas from Crom 4 here on the Morning Roast. We love Dumas here. He's out there in Vegas, man. My guy, team no sleep in Vegas, living the life in Summer League, and now he's back in the morning here on the Roast. What's up, Jay?
What's up, fellas? Yeah, Vegas was an experience this year. The whole Wemby experience. It was weird, you know. Everybody's waiting for the first game to go. The game before Wemby's to finish up. It was Scoot versus
Thompson.
Yeah, that was a good game.
That was a good game.
We got a buzzer beater in that one. Wemby comes out, and you could tell he was nervous. You could just tell, even in warm-ups, he's missing dunks. I'm like, what's going on? Everybody's kind of standing on eggshells, and it was an underwhelming opening performance. But then he came back. Game 2, he played really well, and you saw what everybody was talking about. But for anybody who's been to Summer League, it's like you're just rubbing shoulders with so many people. You walk into any room and you're liable to see like a star. So the access and just the casual nature of just high-profile people just walking around is wild.
I got to get this guy to Summer League one day. He just don't know what he's missing out on.
The classic up in Sacramento.
That's not Vegas, buddy. Because Vegas, you got the Thomas Mack and the Cox Pavilion. You walking up and down the hallway, and you're sitting next to GMs. You're sitting next to coaches.
I got about a 40-hour limit in Vegas before I'm like, all right, I got to get home. I feel disgusting.
This guy would love Summer League. Jason, he would love Summer League.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Of course. The Wemby thing is interesting, though, because he's already like it feels like superstar status, where just the size, what he looks like, a lot of people know him. And then the whole Britney Spears thing. I mean, that had to be buzzing all over Vegas, right?
Oh, yeah. It was right at the Aria. It was right outside of that restaurant Catch.
It's very weird.
Yeah. Britney should know better, though. Running up to someone with security.
What is she doing?
You get mobbed all the time.
I think she's not all there in the head.
No, she's not.
No, she's not.
She's not. That wasn't even a big deal to me. That's just whatever.
See, that's what I get. Yeah. In my ear, first thing Sam Lubman, leave Britney alone, man. Come on. Like, that's what everyone
says.
Is
Britney Spears fan? Leave
No, I'm just messing with Shasky.
All right, yeah, because Britney, I'm like, dude, why are you running up on somebody like that?
Exactly. You don't touch anyone. I don't like touching anyone. That's it. Like, don't touch people out in public.
What was she trying to accomplish? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
What, you wanted to get a selfie with Wemby?
Who knew she was such a fan?
I didn't know she liked basketball.
I didn't know either.
So Britney Spears got her 5 seconds of fame. Chris Paul stole the show, though. You were there. Chris Paul spoke on Sunday. Jordan Poole spoke Saturday. Let's start with JP. We'll close the book on JP because people forget a year ago, everybody was having a pool party, right? Everybody was wearing floaties, chasing her pop differently when JP was rolling.
He was almost like the fan favorite on the team.
Thank you. And now people can't stand him. Now a lot of Warrior fans on our chat say, leave JP, he's gone. Screw that bum. And I'm like, well, I don't think he was a bum. Your impressions of JP Saturday talking for the first time as a member of the Washington Wizards.
Well, he was extremely, JP in our relationship was always weird. Like, I'd see Jordan Poole one day, talk my ear off, sit and talk, blah, blah, blah. The next day, kind of not even make eye contact, walk right by you. Like, so you never knew what you were going to get with him from that standpoint. But on this day, very talkative. I get in, what's up, Jay, blah, blah, blah. We sat and talked before his presser for a while. He's excited. He's genuinely excited to move to the Bay, or move from the Bay and get to D.C. and experience something new. He knows he's going to have a way more expanded role. That's something that he had wanted. Look, he wanted to start. Yeah. He had wanted to start all season. And as I said last time I was on last week, like, the punch was kind of like the cherry on top, but there's something festering way before that and during the season that had nothing to do with the punch. He just wanted more playing time. He wanted to start. He wanted to roll. Kind of wanted to get whether you think this is fair or not. He wanted to get treated like Steph, Clay, and Dre, and he noticed that, in his opinion, wasn't equal treatment. Nah. Didn't appreciate it. And that all played out the way it played out with him getting moved. But he's excited for that. And he was, aside from when he was asked about Draymond Green, he was pretty honest and transparent. He was like, look, we had great years. I won a championship here. I grew into myself here. I became an NBA player here. I'm always going to have love for the Bay, but I'm extremely excited to move to D.C. and, play with Kuz. Kuz had his presser right with Jordan. Like, Kuz was right before, so Kuz was still in the room. So he mentioned Kuz a lot. And, I'm excited for him,
Can we stop on something?
Yeah.
You said that he didn't feel like he was getting equal treatment, which I find to be actually kind of fascinating. We'll get into the Chris Paul aspect of that in a second. I think most people, when you say that, they're like, oh, look what they've accomplished and look what he's done. At what point would he have, like, were there a list of requirements that he needed to check off to where he could get closer to equal treatment? Would he never been able to get equal treatment? I think that's a dynamic, that's an interesting point that I feel like it's an uphill battle for him to get to that point. And I think in a lot of people's eyes from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, he's not on their level and never will be. That's hard. I just don't think like the common fan, I don't think they realize how difficult that is when you feel like, hey, I'm playing every single night and I'm coming and I deserve a growing role. Not that I deserve to be Steph, but I deserve better treatment than what I'm getting. I want to explore that.
Yeah, because, you got to look at it this way. That's his workplace. We all work somewhere, and you have to coexist with your coworkers. And in Jordan's mind, Jordan's like, look, I ball out. I helped this team win a championship. And there was this kind of like sense of that Jordan Poole didn't respect the hierarchy of the team. But from Jordan Poole's point of view, he's like, I should be on that hierarchy at this point. Like, I helped this team win a championship. Like you said, Shasky, I play every single night. I'm available. This is just me pure speculating. I think he was probably looking at some of his teammates, not Steph, obviously, but like, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with that or not, that's what he thought. And that's really all that matters, because it's him who is in the situation. So,
which is not unique to him. A lot of people in a lot of work settings are like, I'm better than you, or I'm better than you. We all do that.
Exactly. So it's like, you treat this person one way, you treat me another way, and I think I'm better than that person. It shouldn't be like this.
Yeah.
That's interesting because Steve Kerr said Jordan Poole is part of the foundational six. Steph, Clay, Dre, Looney, Wiggins, Poole. And if you're part of the foundational six, then maybe you're not getting equal treatment as Steph, Clay, Dre, but you're close to it. And I thought a breaking point, I think this game in Cleveland, I keep going back to that game in Cleveland. The starters don't play. Jordan Poole's balling, Kuminga's balling. They're winning. They're beating Donovan Mitchell and company, and the Cleveland Cavaliers were a good team in the East. Number 4 seed this past season. And Jordan Poole got called for the delay of game, and Steve Kerr went crazy.
Yeah, shoot him out.
Shoot him out in front of everybody. And that moment right there was like, oh, yeah, they're not on equal footing. And I think moments like that maybe deter Jordan Poole to be like, you know what? Maybe I just need to bounce.
He's not alone. KD, if you listen to the actual
KD too, yeah.
KD's talked a lot. KD was very frustrated with how Clay was treated versus how he was treated. He was very frustrated with certain players getting away with things and him having certain work ethic standards.
Yep.
And I think that he felt that there was not equal treatment on a variety of fronts. So, like, I know, like, people are going to say, well, Jordan Poole had one good season. He's not a good vehicle to deliver this message. And I would say this is now multiple people delivering this message, because KD, who we all agree is an excellent player, also had a similar message. There were some differences, but similar. Am I wrong in thinking that?
No, absolutely not. It's like, it's just like in life, like when you're the new guy in the group and these other guys have been together for a while, they're so accomplished. Like you said, they're all very unique. Steph is like the easiest one, which is funny because he's the best one. But like, Clay and Draymond are both unique, and they're not the type to meet people halfway. Like, Steph Curry's going to meet you halfway. He's going to make you feel welcome. Clay's going to do his own thing. Draymond's going to do his own thing. So they're not going to really, like, you're going to have to blend in with them, and you're going to have to make yourself feel comfortable. And it's, it just doesn't work for everybody. You know what I mean? And even if you like just listen to the messaging over the past year and some change, it was always Steph who would really speak up and defend Jordan Poole. Steph was the most welcoming. I think Steph probably even realized from himself, like, I need a guy like that. He can dribble, he can play make, like, because at some points, even during
his career.
Yeah, like during the Lakers series, Steph was probably like, I'm the only guy who can make a damn play on this team. Like he the idea of Jordan Poole before he went into the postseason slump helped Steph Curry. And I think Steph realizes that Jordan Poole, the emergence of Jordan Poole on some levels threatens Klay Thompson.
Yep.
It does from a pure basketball standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got to keep all that stuff in mind because these are these people's jobs, their livelihoods, how they put food on their plate, egos. So I can see why it kind of went left. And like I said last week, the punch, of course, the punch was the cherry on top, but I think there was other stuff that was kind of just festering.
Well, do we know? Have we ever found out exactly what led up to that?
What I was told, it was just two men talking trash. I don't know
For
specifically.
that day alone, or for weeks on end leading up to it, for months on end. Do we? I don't mean to put
no
the press to you. I'm just because everybody's like, well, Poole said X, Y, and Z, and Cameron comes out with this, and it feels very reckless in terms of speculating.
Yeah, what Cameron said, I had never heard in my life. I think Cameron is just Cameron, just being a funny dude, just saying whatever.
I can't tell if that's satire, the whole show, or whether it's
what
going
Cameron
back
said
and forth.
was ridiculous. Listen,
I'm still getting DMs from people like, "Hey, did you see this?" It's like I don't think that's true.
I don't either.
Man.
Okay, you don't think that's true.
At the end of the day, a punch shouldn't have been thrown.
Yeah,
let's just agree with that. A punch shouldn't have been thrown, no matter what happened. So we move on from that because I want to get.